So, coming from Tom's Hardware, CEO of Chinese Anthropic rival tells Elon Musk that China will have a Fable 5 class AI model before next year. It, quote, won't take that long, says Ji Tang in response to Musk's prediction of a Q1 target. So, yes, this is just the continuing tale of the American empire failing to be able to contain China in regards to artificial intelligence, which, somebody, I'm not sure who, somebody could have tried to warn folks about. But anywho, I think this is kind of interesting moving forward. So with Anthropic, right? Anthropic came out with something called the Mythos 5 model, which I don't know, is more dangerous than 5 nuclear weapons, right? If GPT-2 was like more dangerous than a nuclear weapon, what does that make Mythos 5? Anyways, Anthropic comes out with this really dangerous model. They won't allow anybody other than very specific people allowed to use it. And then in order to make it safe, they come up with Fable 5, which is basically Mythos 5 with a whole bunch of guardrails that's supposed to keep people from doing anything stupid. Anyways, the interesting part about this is they come out with Fable 5, and then the Trump administration, in their wisdom, decide that Fable 5 is so dangerous that no non-American should be able to use it, and therefore Anthropic basically had to pull the ability to use it from everybody, because how in God's name do you track citizenship in a software as a service environment, right? So basically we have the Trump administration coming out and saying that Fable 5 is so dangerous, no non-American should be able to use it. And to be clear, when I say this and how absurd the Trump policy really is literally Anthropic's engineers. Anthropic's engineers that are building models, these are AI engineers building models, even if they're in the United States, if they're not American citizens, they are not allowed to touch the models that they've built. That's how dangerous these models are. Anyways, and that's its own disaster. And one of the problems, though, with all of this is there's this idea, right? Manifest destiny, right? The United States is so far ahead of every other country in the world. We don't really have to worry about them catching up to us, in a normal process. We have to worry about them stealing our technology, is the idea. And it's a load of crap. It's just a load of crap. That's just not how humanity works. So anyways, China has been pushing forward with their AI development. And there's Logicful. There's all kinds of stuff going on right now. And so basically, what's coming down the pike at this point in time is that the founder of this particular AI company over in China is now saying that they'll probably have a Fable 5 model before the end of the year, which, probably sounds about right. It is interesting as you get older, time goes by so much quicker, right? You wake up in the morning, you're like, oh my golly, 5 years went by. What happened to those 5 years? Anyways, and why I bring that up is like there's these time frames. There's these time frames we talk about. And one of the things we forget when we talk about these time frames is that we started talking about these time frames a little while ago, right? So we talk about, China being 3 years behind or 18 months behind or whatever else. Like I started talking about China being 18 months behind probably about a year ago. And one of the things we warned is like, look, they're 18 months behind now, but that's only going to get closer and closer and closer and closer. But these words kind of stick in your head. So, I said 18 months a year ago. I said 18 months 6 months ago. I said 18 months now because I'm just used to saying 18 months. But if the gap is closing between us and China and time, in fact, is moving forward, that means if I've been saying 18 months for a year, at this point in time, they're just simply no longer 18 months behind us anymore, right? And so that's what's interesting here. So Mythos came out, I think it was like in April or something like that when it originally came out. So May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So you're looking at 9 months, right? And in about 2 years, doesn't make sense that China has closed the gap of 18 months down to 9 months, trailing us for some of this technology. I do think that actually starts to make a lot of sense. And we are starting to see the end of this absolutely idiotic game that we're playing. The CEO and founder of one of China's leading AI startups has warned that a rival Chinese Fable 5 class AI model is closer than even Elon Musk thinks in a recent X interaction. In a post on his own platform, Musk stated that China's attempt at an AI model to rival Anthropic's new Fable 5 offering will arrive in probably Q1, which Jai Tang replied, "It won't take that long." So think about this too, with Elon Musk saying probably Q1. So Elon Musk at this point in time is saying that China is less than a year behind, so probably like 10 to 11 months behind. And, the Chinese CEO is coming out and saying, no, we're really only about 9 months behind, maybe. Jai Tang might be a relative unknown in the Western world, but he's the founder of ZAI, formerly known as Zhipu AI, which is one of the leading AI startups in China based in Beijing. It released its latest AI model, GLM 5.2, on June 16, 2026, and the company's benchmarks show that it has almost the same performance as Anthropic's Opus 4.7 to 4.8, which launched in April and May of this year, respectively. It also consistently outperformed OpenAI's GPT 5.5 and Google's Gemini 3.1 Pro. Anthropic launched its latest, most powerful public model, Fable 5, last June 10th, which itself is a nerfed version of Mythos 5 that was previewed to select entities in early April. So basically, they came out really with the model in April, and then they nerfed it to redeploy it a couple of days ago as Fable 5. And so think about this. With this particular AI company over in China, right? Their current model is already almost the same performance as the latest models that are coming out of the Western or the American AI stack. So is it any real surprise that if they're almost there, then they're only trailing our companies by a few months, which basically comes down to the whole question of, what are we doing? What's the plan, boys and girls? What does the win look like in this AI war with China? More importantly, what does the loss look like with this AI war in China? Because what's interesting, when we look at AI development, it does appear, just looking at what's going on, it does appear that essentially American AI development is plateauing at the exact same time Chinese AI development is accelerating. Now to be clear, there may just simply be a natural plateau. We may simply hit the natural plateau before China hits the natural plateau, right? They're accelerating. Maybe a year from now, they hit a plateau and we're all just buzzing along like this. But that's not winning. Two sides on a plateau isn't one side take all or whatever else. And so, yeah, you just look at this and you're like, what's going on? What's going on? What are we doing? Oh, Lordy. I don't know. What do you think about this? What do you think about China coming out with a Fable 5 equivalent before the end of the year? What do you think about being told Mythos 5 is more dangerous than 5 nuclear weapons? And basically, if they can create Fable 5 is the nerfed version of Mythos 5, so that basically means they'll be able to come up with Mythos 5 by the end of the year. What happens when China has the equivalent of an AI that's more powerful than 5 nuclear weapons? Do you think it's gonna matter? Because yes, can't you tell how much better all our lives are now because of artificial intelligence? I mean, can you believe it was only 3 or 4 short years ago when AI came on the scene? And now all of our diseases have been cured. Science has been solved. We are all now living the life of luxury and utopia because of this great technology brought to us by artificial intelligence. Do you think AI is going to get us there? I just don't. I can't wait till this era of technology is over. I feel like with NFTs were so weird. The normies couldn't get that involved with it. It was just such a weird concept. Normies were like, I don't know about that. That's probably the future of art. but I'm not really an art collector, so that's for other people, right? I feel like with this whole thing with AI, just all these normies jumped on board, and they're like, yeah, we obviously we know what AI is. Eli, come on now, we all know what AI will do. So I know, seriously, what's AI going to do? Oh, lordy. I mean, I think about that. Like when they talk about AI, I remember the arguments for IoT. I used to love IoT. I still love IoT. I'm an IoT fanboy. Anyways, I remember the whole argument for IoT back in the day. Again, we're talking about 15 years ago, right? Cisco came out, was like, IoT is $1 trillion total addressable market. Woo, 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 right? Being at Cisco Live, 8 o'clock in the morning. There is nothing so fucking weird at being in these tech conferences. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning. You go into this dark room, like the lights are all flashing, the music's pumping, and they're like, yeah, $1 trillion addressable market, right? And you're just like, Jesus, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. You just sit there looking at your coffee thinking, oh, this is going to be a long day. Anyways, I still remember with that. The idea was, it was a great idea. Such a great idea. Like the concept with IoT was going to be Internet of Things, right? Everything is getting tracked. So the concept was, when I buy a gallon of milk, that would get tracked. And think about everything in the supply chain for a gallon of milk, right? Gallon of milk has to be brought, using a vehicle. And gallon of milk has to be processed. And gallon of milk has to be milked from a cow. And that cow has to be, bred, right? And so the idea is, as people buy cartons of milk in individual store, this would be so tracked throughout the system. Like once 5 cartons of milk have been purchased, that would trigger an alert to a dairy farmer to say demand for dairy is going up, so you need to go out and you need to buy, a heifer now so that you can support the increase in dairy consumption like a year from now, right? The idea of your purchase of an item now can forecast that the dairy farmer needs to have 1 additional heifer for next year. Or imagine the people that are shipping milk around, right? You got these milk trucks, and basically depending on how milk is being purchased throughout the country, it's like, okay, we have a web of all milk products being sold in the entire country. And we can see, for whatever reason right now, milk consumption is decreasing in the East and increasing in the West. So now is the time that would be appropriate to start moving milk trucks, over to your Western facilities. It's like, wow, that's amazing. I bought that shit up. I ate it. And yeah, that's not what we have now. It's just not how it worked out. It's you look how purchasing is done. You look at how resource consumption is done in America right now, and it's like, yeah, no, that was a really cool story about IoT that has nothing to do with reality. I feel like that's what the whole thing with AI. I feel like they have really good stories. They have really good stories, and yeah, what are we actually getting at? I don't know. So what do you think about this? What do you think about China catching up to the white man, coming out with Fable 5 before the end of the year? What do you think about this AI war between the U.S. and China? Are we winning? Will we even know when we lost? That's gonna be the sad thing. Is like, we are going to have lost, and then we're still going to think we're winning. That's the worst part. I don't know. Put your thoughts down below. If you like these episodes, do remember they're on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. Link is down below. Also, if you want to follow me on LinkedIn, there's a link down there too. With that, see y'all later.